Many once loved landscape plants have left the boundaries of our gardens and invaded nearby natural spaces. They outcompete and displace native plants, negatively impacting the environment, as well as the food and habitat beneficial insects, songbirds, and other wildlife depend upon. Here are a few of Wisconsin's restricted plants to avoid. These plants can't be sold or introduced into the state. By removing any of these from your landscape, you'll help reduce the negative environmental impact and your time spent managing these plants. Dame's rocket is a non-native plant that is sometimes included in wildflower seed mixes. It's often misidentified as woodland phlox and can be seen growing along forest edges. Look for the four-petaled, fragrant white, pink, or purple flowers as opposed to the five-petaled flowers of woodland phlox. Dame's rocket flowers appear from May through July, followed by an abundance of long, narrow seed pods. Woodland forget-me-not was a popular shade-tolerant ground cover and now can be seen in woodlands, forest openings, along roadsides, and similar sites. It's known for the sky blue flowers with a yellow center. Flowers appear from May through September, and you may find some with white or pink blooms. Our native water forget-me-not looks similar but is found in wet sites. Moneywort, sometimes called creeping jenny, is a popular landscape plant, once used as a ground-hugging perennial ground cover or trailing plant in container gardens. The round green leaves resemble coins and grow opposite each other on long trailing stems. Individual five-petaled flowers sprout along the stem in summer. Aurea and other yellow and gold leaf cultivars are not listed as restricted in Wisconsin. Bishop's goutweed, known by a variety of names, including snow on the mountain, was once a popular low-maintenance ground cover with green or green and white variegated leaves. The leaves are held in groups of 3 and may remind you of poison ivy, but this plant forms a dense mat as opposed to a vine and has white lacy flowers in summer. Japanese barberry is a small shrub used in mixed borders or as a barrier plant in full-to-part sun areas with well-drained to dry soils. The spoon-shaped leaves appear in clusters on stems with sharp spines. The small, red, egg-shaped fruit is eaten and spread by birds and mammals. Check the Wisconsin DNR website for those cultivars that are not restricted in Wisconsin. The European barberry is similar in appearance, but the spines are in clusters of 3. The Korean barberry has similar but slightly larger leaves than the Japanese barberry. Both have the potential to become invasive. Common and glossy buckthorn were used as tall hedges and screens. Their adaptability made them popular low-maintenance landscape plants. Common buckthorn has mostly opposite or subopposite leaves with tiny teeth and stems that end in a spine. The dark buds clasp the stem and resemble a buck's hooves. Glossy buckthorn, on the other hand, has mostly alternate leaves with smooth edges and veins that come straight out from the midrib, curving slightly towards the tip. Both leaf out early and stay green later in the fall, allowing them to outcompete native and many ornamental plants. Birds dining on the berries help to distribute the seeds into other plantings and nearby natural spaces. Eurasian bush honeysuckle, including bells, Tatarian, and Maros, are restricted shrubs found in landscapes and natural areas throughout Wisconsin. Amur honeysuckle is restricted in some counties and prohibited in others, so check the Wisconsin DNR website for its status in your location. These small to large shrubs have arching branches, fragrant spring flowers, and red to orange fruit the birds eat and distribute the seeds. Their stems are hollow or chambered, while the native honeysuckle stems have solid white pith. The Eurasian honeysuckle's leaves emerge earlier in spring and persist later in fall, making them easy to spot and allowing them to outcompete native and other ornamental plants. Beware of online sources and other retailers selling the Japanese honeysuckle vine. It's prohibited in Wisconsin, meaning the transport, possession, transfer, or introduction into Wisconsin is banned. Burning bush's brilliant fall color and easy care nature made it a favorite landscape plant. The corky ridges on the older stems inspired its other common name, winged euonymus. The leaves are elliptical in shape with fine serrations along the edge and are set opposite each other along the stem. The fruit are similar to that of bittersweet, but the outer husk is pinkish purple and once it opens, exposes 4 orange seeds. Check the Wisconsin DNR website for those burning bush cultivars that are not restricted in Wisconsin. You can find some beautiful native and ornamental alternatives to these and other invasive plants. As always, match the plant to your growing conditions, climate, available space, garden design, and your gardening goals. You'll find many options in publications like Landscape Alternatives for Terrestrial Invasive Flowers and Grasses and Landscape Alternatives for Invasive Trees, Shrubs, and Vines of the Great Lakes region. The thought of managing invasive plant infestations can be overwhelming. Start by learning to identify invasive plants and avoid adding more to your landscape. You can find more information on the identification and control of these and other invasive plants on the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources website. Together, we can make a difference.